Hello and welcome to Nomifactory. This episode we will work on some better circuits, we'll work on some autocrafting, and we will see if we can reach something else as well. I hope you enjoy this episode and let's get right into it. Between episodes I smelted up some of this nickel zinc ferrite ingots which we need to make into rings here. These we need to craft up together with some fine cupronickel wire and some polyethylene to get these inductors, which are needed for the better high voltage circuits. We're also crafting up a bunch of fine red alloy wire and this annealed copper wire, as we need those for SMD components as well. I want to see if I can get 2 stacks of medium voltage circuits and then make one of them into 1 stack of high voltage circuits. We should have enough components here in our inventory to make up 2 stacks of MV circuits. Like so. After a bit of time, the 2 stacks of MV circuits crafted up, and we will use one of them to make a stack of HV circuits, but I'm still crafting up components for it. We will need 8 stacks of fine red alloy wire here. We'll need 4 stacks of inductors, which I think we should have here. Yeah, we have a lot of inductors. 8 stacks of capacitors. We'll need half a stack of plastic plates here, plastic boards. What else do we need? RAM. So I might have enough here actually. So 4 stacks of RAM. We have 8 stacks of fine alloy wire. We have the capacitors. Yeah, I think we have enough here actually to make a stack of HV circuits. That's crazy. What are we missing? The circuits here. Yeah. It's exciting to see if this crafts up all of them. And if we have enough tin. I think I have some more here. I think I will smelt down some more tin here. After a bit of waiting, we have our first batch of better HV tier circuits, and that's 64 of them, which is quite a lot and will take us far into the HV tier and into autocrafting. We need to craft up some of these crafting units. We will start with 4. We will start with 2 of these co-processors here. And 2 of these 4K crafting storage. I think we'll just plop them down here. I also, a couple of episodes, crafted up these molecular assemblers and interfaces. As we don't have channels activated in Nomifactory, we can just make a giant tower of these, but we will start with 4 of them. We will craft up an interface terminal here, if we have this. Plop that down here. We will craft up our first patent here. We also need a patent terminal. Here. And the first pattern I usually make is a pattern for patents, so that we can always craft up more of those. And we will see if we can make our first autocraft here. Pattern. Let's just make a bunch. And we have enough. And I think it crafted up. It did. Nice. That's our first autocraft, and we will have a lot more autocrafts. This is like the central of everything, and you can't automate anything without AE2 in this pack. It's very central for completing the pack. And we will have a lot more processing units here, which will become larger and with more crafting storage, because we will need to complete some very large crafts. And we will also speed up these molecular assemblers with acceleration cards when we get access to more circuits. I want to see if I can put interfaces on Autocrafting. That will require quite a few HV machines, because I want to autocraft at HV to code cables and to make wire mill cables and stuff like that. I think though we need to have a look at DML first, because we are pushing these numismatic dynamos to the limit. So we will want to grab a couple more of those so that we can double our power output. I put in another shulker data model here so that we can level that up. One shulker model can do about 2 numismatic dynamos at the reinforced tier. So we will need more shulker data models to produce more power. I'm just autocrafting and setting patterns for stuff so we can make more autocrafting. I can craft up 2 molecular assemblers here with autocrafting. Let's see if it did it. It did. This will just make it faster. I can't autocraft interfaces yet. We don't have the items for that. We'll need to encode these things here and probably set it so that it's not annealed copper cables, because that's more expensive. I've changed my mind a little. Some of the processes we will automate at MV tier, because for example the extruder here, the high voltage extruder, requires cancel wire, and we don't yet have a vacuum freezer, which you need to make cancel, because you need to freeze down the hot ingot. You get a hot ingot out of the blast furnace and then you need to cool it. I put an interface on this machine here to be able to craft up the MV machine casings and the MV machine hulls for the interface. I set this to auto output into the interface here, and I couldn't figure out why it wouldn't work. But it's because you need to allow input from output side for this to work. Just a disclaimer here. I think I'll actually put this on the side instead. And then pull in the polyethylene here. Like so. Turn on blocking mode. Like so. And this should have crafted up a interface here. And it did. I think I'll automate the production of wires here. We have a very temporary setup with this liquid rubber that I just transfer manually. This we will solve later. I'll put an interface on the wire mill and connect it. This we will turn into blocking mode as well, I think. Nah, that doesn't matter with the wire mill. Yeah, and then we will make a pattern for the wires we need. We can make a pattern for copper wire. This one here. Make sure to not bring the circuit there, otherwise it won't work. Set the circuit here. And then we need to make sure to output and allow input from output side. This should be able to make us wires if we make 64. Yeah, this crafts them. Albeit a little slowly, it does craft them. I made an interface more and placed it on the assembling machine here with rubber in. As I explained earlier, we transfer this manually. And then I'll place a pattern for copper cables. And obviously output here. And input from output side. We should be able to code the copper cables in automatically now. Autocraft them. Yeah, and it does autocraft them here. Then I think I'll do the extruder, but for that we need another interface. And we need magnetic steel rods. I think I've been crafting those up here. Yep. And we are getting closer and closer to being able to completely autocraft these. The extruder here, I need a small gear mold for that. If we use this Certus Quartz cutting knife here, we can rename it. So that we will say extruder small gears. Like so. So that we will be able to know what this extruder is used for. It's very important. We will make a pattern for aluminium small gears in an extruder without the shape here. Otherwise it thinks it needs to put a shape in every time. Let's see, do we have any more small gears? Yeah, one. But if we craft up an interface now, we should be able to... we are missing plate. We're already missing something, so we will have to automate plates as well. But I do think we have a bender. We might have used up the bender actually. Yeah, we used the bender for this setup over here. So I'll make another one. With a bit of manual crafting of plates, we can autocraft the bender here. Takes a little bit of time, because we need to code the cables, which is slow. There we go. I'll install it here, behind the YAML. And then we need another interface. I think we should have enough plates here. We need copper nickel wire. We should have enough copper nickel here. I just crafted up some copper nickel. I don't have automated nickel yet, but we can make a... I think it's a slime simulation, which makes us nickel. I should craft that up actually, but yeah, one thing at a time. I'm continuing making automations here. I've put interfaces on the lathe here as well, and I'm about to put an interface on the alloy smelter here. So if we have more ME cables, We should be able to automate this as well. This needs to be in blocking mode, because otherwise it will fill with stuff that we don't need in there. I'm just cooking up dark steel here, but we can do that in this alloy furnace as well. Let's see here. If I can craft up 2 numismatic, I've made some recipes for numismatic dynamos, and we should be able to craft up 2 here. We need those for more power because we are pushing these numismatics to the limit. Well, now they're only at 4k, but when everything runs, they are really struggling. I think the reason they are not struggling right now is because this production here is not running all the time. And also the circuit production, I think, has slowed down the circuit boards. It's almost full here. But making interfaces has become really easy. We just write interface here, press 1, see if we have enough. We don't. Then when we don't have enough of something, we just automate that thing. So aluminium rods we don't have enough of. We will make a pattern for aluminium rods. See here. That's a lathe recipe. We have a lathe over here. There. Drop that in. Then we should be able to make another interface here. Like so. We are burning through the circuits, I think. Yeah, we only have... Oh, never mind, we have quite a few. I think I crafted up a lot of these good integrated circuits before I crafted up the other ones, so they are using those first. We also crafted these 2 numismatic dynamos, which makes it way easier. And we want to make recipes for the upgrade kits as well, because this won't be the 2 last numismatic dynamos we make. We will make tens of them. For the upgrade kits, we need another MV extruder so that we would be able to craft up gears more easily. I should have everything I need for one here, and we can autocraft that as well. Let's see here, it's just crafting up the required items. While we wait, we will also craft up... No, we do have an interface, so we'll use that. The other extruder crafted up, and I made a mold for normal gears. We will need to set this on blocking mode, I think. And we also need to name this, so we say extruder large gear, I guess. Like so. We'll see if we can make up this reinforced gear. We can't. We need to make a recipe for electrum ingots here in the alloy furnace. Throw it in here. See, we need 2. We can craft that. And then we need to do the same with the hardened upgrade kits. We have everything to upgrade our power setup here. We have 2 shulker models running, and everything to upgrade these numismatic dynamos. Like so. These should start running. Why are these not getting diamonds? Oh, I forgot the lapidary upgrade. There we go. Now I want to upgrade the DML setup here so that we get resources automatically and we don't have to put pristines in here. And I also want to get some more simulation chambers going. This setup here should be able to keep 10 of these simulation chambers going, and we only have 6 at the moment, so we can add 4 more. And we have these loot chambers on Autocrafting, so we should be able to add some more here, so that we would be able to get the resources automatically. We're going through a lot of copper nickel, but we don't have a steady source of nickel. Therefore, I am crafting up a slime data model, which gives slime pristines, of course. And these pristines we can use for generating nickel. I'll switch out the spider. We are autocrafting so hard that we already need to expand this setup here. We'll just make a giant tower. If you don't have space in your interfaces here, you can make an item called pattern expansion card, which we will put on Autocrafting, of course. Expansion. I'm not sure we have everything to craft it up, but we'll see. We need more logic processes. There we go. This will take a while to craft up. We have 3 more loot chambers here. One will be for iron, one will be for copper, and the last one here will be for nickel. We need some item filters here, which I also put on Autocrafting. This will take a while because the hoppers take forever to craft. Unless we already had them. We already had them. Nice. I'll build a row more behind these simulation chambers here because we need more. I think I'll give 2 space here. I just realized this isn't centered. It's annoying me a little, but we will just ignore it. There's 6 here in this row and 8 in this row, but I'll just act like that didn't happen. The last 3 models I will run is not ghast. I'll run a skeleton, a spider, and a witch. I wanted to run a ghast model as well, but this setup here can only support 10 simulation chambers. We will have to upgrade this soon so that we can generate more resources. I've been busy with pattern making. Over here at the assembler, I've been making patterns for the SMD components. And over at the circuit assembler, I've made patterns for the best circuits here. So if I want to, I can craft up HV circuits on demand, and I can craft a stack if I want. It will just take some time, but I can do it. The next step is to automate aluminum production, because I keep running out of aluminum right now. I have some running in my one blast furnace, but I need to make a dedicated setup for aluminum. On-demand aluminum is just not cutting it anymore. I've made some patterns for bronze foil here. We will need 80 for the 10 copper nickel coils we need. I'm planning on wall sharing these, so we will only need 10 copper nickel coils, as these 6 will count for the new one. I played a little without recording, but I will try and catch you up. I wall shared these 2 blast furnaces and changed out the converter here because we needed 8 amps of MV to power both of them. One of them I'm using for aluminium with an interface here, which will put all the aluminum dust we have in the system into this input bus here, and then it will spit out aluminium, which the dust we will make somewhere else. Then I've been making a lot of patterns. Like this is our pattern terminal. We have a lot of different things automated. This one we will hide. This is just the processes from Applied Energistic 2 that I've automated with interfaces here. So it just pops an engineering, like a diamond plate in here, makes this engineering circuit here, and then it puts it into this last inscriber here with a circuit, and then just extracts it into the system. I can show it in progress here if you take these out. It crafts the circuit here and then the processor here. Like so. So that's automated now. I'm not sure if I showed it, but I automated all the circuits as well. At least the ones we have access to now, so we can just cook up 64 medium voltage circuits, and that should complete in due time. But I think this is a good place to wrap up the episode. We've gotten a lot of progress done. We have doubled our power output, and we have automated the DML setup more, expanded our simulations, so that our resource generation is much better now and more automatic, so we don't have to come here and use the pristines in the loot replicators. That's all automatic now. We have done a lot of autocrafting, gotten these CPUs, all these interfaces. Like I think I've crafted up 20 interfaces this episode, and it was so easy. Like we can just come over here, type it interface, craft, and it will craft it up if we have enough aluminium, which we don't. That's the biggest bottleneck right now, aluminium. But we will craft up a system that automates its next episode. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I really enjoyed playing and recording this one. And I hope I see you in the next one. Bye bye.